Hi, I'm Valerie Hicks Powe of The Valerie Hicks Powe Show, and welcome to my video blog. This week, sadly, 12 people were killed and 58 others injured in what is now being identified as the nation's worst mass shooting ever. The people in that Aurora, Colorado theater were middle class and upper middle class residents of bedroom communities. This is in large part why the nation is so shocked. The victims of this act of gun violence did not reside in housing projects or the hood, where death of innocent lives by random gunfire is considered the norm. Make no mistake, every life in that theater, every life was precious. And yes, we should and must mourn over every innocent life that was so tragically taken, and we should pray for comfort and healing for their families, as well as the many others who were wounded. Too many lives were senselessly lost this weekend because we have not given serious contemplation to the need for responsible and reasonable gun laws in this country. As horrible as this tragedy is, it will happen again. And I say that it will happen again because we don't really care about gun violence. Not really. Not unless they look and sound like the people in Aurora, Colorado, Virginia Tech, or Columbine. We don't care because each weekend, the horror stories of numerous lives of individuals who are stricken and or killed by gunfire is staggering and ignored. Consider this. The number of deaths and injury from guns in Chicago rivals that from war-torn areas. Last weekend, 8 were killed and 48 others wounded in Chicago from gunfire. The weekend before that, 3 were killed and 29 others wounded. This year alone, there have been over 260 homicides in Chicago. Why are we not outraged over the loss of these lives? If the numbers aren't enough to motivate, consider the heartbreaking stories of innocent children murdered or maimed by gun violence. Just this month in Brooklyn, New York, a 3-year-old boy was struck down by a stray bullet and killed in a playground. In another New York shooting, 3-year-old Isaiah Riviera was shot in the leg after being caught in the middle of a gun battle. And in Birmingham, 4-year-old Deontay Mixon was struck and killed by a car while running from gunfire. These lives were just as tragically lost, and like it or not, they are eerily linked to the victims of Aurora, Colorado. We have a serious issue of gun violence in this country. Too many parents in poor communities endure on a daily basis the agony of losing a child to gun violence. Moreover, they feel helpless to change their environment. And the fact is, they really can't, at least not alone. Like Aurora, Virginia Tech, Columbine, and so many others before, the shock of a mass shooting causes our country to mourn, cry, and lament about gun control just until it feels a little bit better. The issue is not raised again until the next mass shooting, notwithstanding the constant barrage of gun battles in the inner cities. Now, until we as a nation can care enough to offer hope to the least of these, we will be helpless to expect to hope that there will be no more victims like those in Aurora, Colorado. We can and must put an end to gun violence. We must put an end to these senseless acts of violence. It starts with a serious conversation about gun control. What do you think? Give me your thoughts. I'm Valerie Hicks Powe, and for more social commentary and political dialogue, tune into the Valerie Hicks Powe Show on Heaven 610 WAGG and on 610WAGG.com. We'll see you back next week.